Hi everyone. Today I wanted to make a video that I've been wanting to do for a while, just haven't had the time, so I'm doing it on a work break, kind of. I recently put together a new PC, and this time I decided not to go with another MacBook. I previously had this as my main use. I had it connected to a monitor. It's a 2012 MacBook Air. My wife has a 2016 MacBook Pro 13-inch without the touch bar. That was definitely intentional. And so with our iPhones and iPads, the next logical route seemed like, hey, get another MacBook, maybe an iMac, get something different, and I decided not to. So what I wanted to do today was to give you guys the top 5 reasons in my decision to not buy another Mac this time. So here we go. My experience with Windows had for a long time not been that good. XP was pretty good, and then I bought my parents a Dell with Vista on it. I mean, this is a long time ago. But I got a lot of phone calls for that. I had to help out a lot. It took up a lot of time. And so since I was their quote-unquote tech support, that left a bad taste in my mouth. And then my work computers at work at the time were Vista, and I'd be working on projects, and there'd be a blue screen, right? Everybody remember those? Windows 7 came, and that started to kind of turn things around. As time went on, I was like, hey, this is actually working better than I remember. Have things started to change? And then when they upgraded us to Windows 10, I thought that was going to be a disaster. But my work computer was good. I wasn't losing work. I wasn't losing data. And I'm like, hey, if this is working, that good here at work, and I'm locked out of all these admin options and everything, what if I had it for myself? How is it going to run? And so it piqued my curiosity. So at this point, Windows, for the first time in a long time, was back on the table for me. So that led me into the second reason, and probably the number one at the end of the day, why I went with building my own. Okay, reason number 2, and like I said, probably the biggest one, is price. I had decided, I'm here on the website here, let's go take a look at what the current prices are. If I was going to buy a desktop, which I was pretty sure I wanted to, if I was going to the Mac, I was going to do an iMac, not a Mac Mini. So I'd want the 27-inch, and right out of the gate you're at $1,800, which was really stretching what I wanted to potentially pay on here. Now, one thing I've learned, if you take Apple's stuff right out of the box, you don't worry about customizing it. Best Buy sometimes will have some deals, sometimes some pretty good deals on here. So I think the $17.99 probably around the holidays could have been $15.99 to $2.50 off in that ballpark. But wow, I mean, just to play, we're at $1,800. I don't think this video is the right place to confirm this, but I think a lot of people know that Macs are really good at being efficient. The software is designed for the hardware that's on it. And so I would fully anticipate 8 gigabytes in a Mac product to work better than 8 gigabytes in a Windows product. But even then, it's really easy to go ahead and get a Windows PC with 16 gig and still come way under, and that's just one spec, come way under what a Mac costs. Okay, so let's assume that I want to go find something similar. So we're going to go after an i5 with 8 gig RAM. So I should be able to just go PC. Let's do a simple search on here. Okay, let's just take a look at this real quick. So we've got an iBuy Power i5, 8 gig RAM. 1060, that should be a little better than the RX 570 that's in there, 1 terabyte hard drive. Now there's no monitor here, but we're almost $1,000 cheaper than the iMac, and you get a really good monitor for just a couple $100, let alone that much money. So I don't want to dwell into this topic too much, but it's pretty clear right out of the gate, the Apple products were pretty much pricing themselves out. And that old saying, you get what you pay for, is valid, and I'm fully okay with that. But as we lead into topic number 3, that may not be the case anymore. Okay, reason number 3, and there's multiple videos on this topic, and I'm not trying to deep dive this, but there's enough out there that what appears to be a growing lack of quality at Apple and a growing increase in prices, number 2, really started to turn me off to the brand for a couple reasons. So if I talk specifically about my wife's 2016 13-inch MacBook Pro, My 7-year-old wanted to play Minecraft, and before I got the PC, I hooked it up to a monitor and was trying to teach him the, the WASD so he could learn a keyboard, and the W key started sticking, clunking, just was weird. Thankfully, I got it back to normal. I don't really know what I did. I think it was just being lucky. But there's next to no way to reasonably fix that machine. You have to tear the machine all the way apart, everything out, take out, I think it's 100 plus rivets, and rip that keyboard out. So if that keyboard ever goes out, that laptop is going to have to then just pretty much have a separate keyboard used with it. Because at this point, there's no warranty. I'm not going to buy Apple Care. The product's already expensive enough. And one of the things I'll show you on here that started adding up. So Lewis Rossman on here, he has a pretty good channel. He's obviously not a fan of Apple products, but he runs a repair shop, and he just goes through and does lots of repairs on Apple stuff. Now, I personally find this interesting just because on some of his videos on here, so on his videos, he goes in here and he fixes things with these, really zoomed in cameras, small end soldering, chip repair. I personally find it fascinating just because I've done some soldering myself. Could never touch it. But as you go through, there's a little bit of sense of there's not just as much reliability as there used to be. Experiencing firsthand the keyboards for myself. My parents' MacBook Pro that I suggested to them, come to find out the screen would rub off around the edges. This is the old style design, so we had to put a screen protector on it. And, these issues will happen left and right on a Windows computer. It's not really Windows, it's the manufacturer, but they don't cost as much. They're a lot cheaper. At least your options are cheaper. And so again, I'll pay for the money, but you gotta have the reliability in this, it's gotta be solid. And now my 2012 MacBook Air has been solid. It has been flawless until my now 2-year-old got a pair of scissors and scratched the screen. Yes, we should have never gotten a chance to get a hold of a pair of scissors very fast. It happened, but he scratched my screen in like 5 marks. So aside from that, the MacBook's been really good. But you couple in the price, the appeared lack of reliability, and just all the price increases across their products. iPhones, the new MacBook Air is a $200 price increase out of the gate. It left me with a taste in my mouth that I'm like, I don't think I want to go this route. Okay, the fourth reason kind of down this path was flexibility. As I was teetering back and forth on what I really wanted to do at the end, and I'm kind of leery of the price, I thought, okay, let's go see what I could build this into. I wanted something that was going to last. So I'm back on my 5K iMac. Model by model, it varies. Let's not worry about which specific model, but I knew that some models you can't upgrade the RAM. They're soldered onto the motherboard. So I'm like, let's just get this taken care of from day one. Okay, so let's pop 16 gig on here, $200. Oof, that seems kind of expensive. Considering 16 gig alone of 3200 should be, at least when I was looking, like around 100, 120 bucks. And this $200 is for 8 gig more. But again, I'm crossing back into number 2, price. I could cross back there many times. But let's just put our 16 gig here. Okay, hard drive, I'd like a solid state with a spinner maybe for backup. Nope. Pick one and only hard drive. It's like you're married to it. So in this case, what I probably would have done is gone with a 512 gig solid state and have to do an external drive. The 1 terabyte Fusion, very tiny solid state built into it. It's not the 120 that it used to be. You got to do the 2 terabytes. So at that point, you might as well just do a full solid state drive. And then let's go through some other customization. There are none. We're done. That's it. And I'm at $2,300. And really the one thing I'm getting on here that I just would have loved above all else, the 5K display, it's so good. But that alone was not and would not be my decision. So I'm going to fast forward here. This website, PC Part Picker. The short version of my long journey is I decided to build my own from following YouTube videos, wonderful community, different sites you can watch to build a computer, how to pick components. What I did is I started with one of their builds out here. I saved it as my own, and just part by part, I went out here and I started building a PC that was what I wanted. And I think I'll do a different video on what I ended up picking and why. I might even do a video just on the case alone. I did a Corsair 500D, as you can see here. and I like it. Looks good. I mean, it really does look good. However, there's some things about it I'm not 100% happy with, and so I think I could address those in a separate video. So, but I mean, I love my computer. I picked it out. It's mine. Very happy with how it turned out. So the flexibility of what you can build here compared to what was on the iMac is just night and day. Okay, we're on to the last reason why I decided to do a PC instead of a Mac, and this makes my wife just laugh every time, but I wanted to join the PC Master Race. It was about time. I've been a console gamer for a long time, really haven't dabbled in PC gaming for 15 years, and I don't play a lot, probably 5 to 8 hours a week, but my kids are growing up. They're 6 and 7 now, and so what I did is I got a RX 580 8GB graphics card. My monitor is just a 60 hertz 1080p, and I mean that card is playing everything above 60, so I have everything scaled down so I'm not running it harder than it needs to be. I picked up a Xbox controller and the Windows adapter so that I can get more than one if I want, and then that allows the rumbles to work individually, which with Forza 4 is a great feature. You can feel it works. I really like that. Right now I'm playing Gears of War 4, and I'm typically, I mean, I just finished Red Dead 2, but I'm normally years behind on games. I got that for $5, Gears of War 4 that is, around Christmas, and I'm playing it and I love it. And 60 frames per second is so addicting right now. I really enjoy it. I mean, that's here to stay, and when I get a new monitor, I'll make sure I'm targeting a 1440p, 144 hertz. I know I'll need to potentially upgrade graphics cards and or just lower all the settings when I do that. But my kids, my 6-year-old loves to play Fortnite on the computer with the controller. My 7-year-old is now keyboard and mouse, so he's off early. He's realized how much better you can aim with that. And it's just fun. I can come back here. Things load quickly. They play easy. I don't have to worry about an online subscription service so much as like PS4, Xbox Live, and for how much I game and what I'm doing. It just feels better that way. You know, and it kind of brought everything full circle. Here I am recording this. I'm going to go edit the video. And then if I get a chance tonight, I'm going to play some games all on the same machine. I will probably, at some point, buy the PS5. I'll buy whatever the next Switch is. It won't be called Switch 2. Nintendo always has to come up with unique names. They can't use a 2, like a Wii 2. It's a Wii U, anyway. So I'll probably always seek those exclusives. I probably won't buy an Xbox again. I really like what Microsoft is doing right now. If the rumored Games Pass for PC comes out and works well, I really see me doing that. And you know, I shouldn't say I won't get an Xbox. If the Games Pass, PC Pass somehow cross over, and like you see the One S for really cheap, yeah, maybe I'll throw that in a bedroom if I can play my games, cloud save, and bounce back and forth. But moving forward, I am PC bound for at least 5 to 10 years. I don't see anything changing anytime soon. I still like Apple products. In fact, there's some features I'm missing right now that I have on my MacBook Air, so I may do a little video about that as well. But you know, if you got to the end of this video, thanks for watching it. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm open to any feedback. If you like it, thumbs up, subscribe if you're willing to, and thanks for taking the time to watch the video, and hope you have a good day. Thank you.